Take a deep breath and let's hear a story about Sofia, a gentle soul who found her true calling in the peaceful rhythms of farm life in the heart of rolling meadows where morning dew sparkled like tiny diamonds on emerald grass. Lived Sofia, a woman whose soul was intertwined with the rhythms of farm life. Her weathered farmhouse stood proudly against the backdrop of endless sky, its white walls gleaming softly in the golden sunlight that blessed each new day. The gentle creaking of the old wooden porch swing marked time like a peaceful metronome as birds sang their sweet melodies from nearby apple trees. The farm had been in her family for 3 generations, each board and beam holding memories of laughter and love. The very air seemed to whisper stories of times gone by. Each morning, Sofia would wake to the soft whispers of dawn, her comfortable bed wrapped in quilts that carried the fresh scent of lavender and sunshine from being dried in the open air. Through her bedroom window, she could see the old red barn where her beloved horse Jack resided, his strong silhouette visible in the early morning light. The rich aroma of freshly brewed coffee would drift up from her kitchen, mixing with the crisp morning air that carried hints of wildflowers and fresh hay. Her morning routine was a gentle dance of familiar movements, each step bringing more awareness and appreciation for the new day. Jack was more than just a horse. He was Sofia's closest companion, a magnificent chestnut stallion with a white blaze that seemed to glow in the sunlight. His gentle brown eyes held wisdom and kindness, and his coat shimmered like polished copper when Sofia brushed it each morning. Their bond had grown stronger with each passing season, built on trust, care, and countless shared moments in the peaceful countryside. She had raised him from a foal, watching him grow into the magnificent creature he now was. Every sugar cube shared and every gentle pat had contributed to their extraordinary connection. The farm itself was a testament to generations of careful tending, with ancient oak trees providing cool shade during warm afternoons, and well-worn paths winding through fields of swaying wheat. Sofia's garden flourished with herbs and vegetables, their fragrances mixing with the sweet perfume of climbing roses that adorned the garden fence. Butterflies danced among the blooms, their delicate wings catching the light like stained glass. The garden had become her sanctuary, a place where time seemed to slow down and worries melted away like morning frost. In the quiet afternoons, Sofia would often sit on her porch, watching the clouds paint stories across the sky while sipping homemade lemonade that tasted of sunshine and memories. The distant sound of wind chimes created a peaceful melody that seemed to harmonize with nature itself. Her neighbor's sheep grazed in the distance, their white forms dotting the green hillside like cotton balls scattered by a gentle hand. These moments of stillness filled her heart with profound gratitude for the simple life she had chosen. The changing seasons brought their own rhythms to the farm, each one a beautiful movement in nature's symphony. Spring arrived with soft rain and the eager faces of daffodils pushing through the soil. Summer painted the fields in gold and green, while autumn transformed the landscape into a canvas of warm colors. Even winter had its own quiet beauty, with frost patterns decorating the windows and smoke curling from the chimney like a peaceful greeting to the sky. Sophia's daily routine with Jack was the heartbeat of her life on the farm. Each morning, after finishing her coffee and household tasks, she would make her way to the barn, her boots leaving gentle impressions in the dewy grass. The sound of Jack's welcoming nectar would always bring a smile to her face, no matter what challenges the day might hold. Their morning grooming session was like a meditation, the steady strokes of the brush and the warmth of Jack's presence grounding her in the present moment. Their rides together were poetry in motion, whether they were cantering through open fields or walking quietly along forest trails. Jack moved with the grace of flowing water, his hoofbeats creating a rhythm that seemed to match Sophia's heartbeat. They had explored every corner of the surrounding countryside, discovering hidden meadows and secret groves that became their special places. The trust between them was so complete that sometimes Sophia would close her eyes while riding, feeling totally safe in Jack's care. During these peaceful explorations, they often encountered the local wildlife, deer that would pause their grazing to watch them pass, rabbits that would peek from their burrows, and hawks that would soar overhead on thermal currents. Each creature seemed to recognize the harmony between horse and rider, accepting their presence as part of the natural order. These encounters reminded Sophia of the interconnectedness of all living things and her role as a steward of this land. The barn itself was a place of comfort and routine, with its familiar scents of hay and leather, and the soft sounds of horses moving in their stalls. Sophia kept it meticulously organized, with each tool in its proper place and fresh straw in the beds. The afternoon sun would stream through the high windows, creating patterns of light and shadow on the wooden floors. It was here that she felt most at peace, surrounded by the gentle presence of horses and the echoes of generations who had cared for animals in this same space. As autumn approached, Sophia noticed subtle changes in Jack's behavior during their morning rides. He seemed hesitant near the eastern meadow, his ears twitching nervously at something unseen. Sophia's heart filled with concern for her faithful friend, knowing that horses often sensed things that humans couldn't perceive. The crisp morning air carried whispers of mystery, as golden leaves drifted slowly to the ground around them. She trusted Jack's instincts implicitly, knowing that their years together had taught her to pay attention to his signals. Determined to understand Jack's unease, Sofia began spending extra time exploring the eastern meadow. She would sit quietly in the tall grass, listening to the wind's gentle song and observing the way shadows moved across the landscape. The peaceful solitude allowed her mind to clear, while the warm sun caressed her face and the earth's steady presence beneath her brought comfort and clarity. Each visit revealed new details about the meadow: the way certain grasses caught the light, the patterns of bird songs at different times of day, the subtle changes in the air's temperature and moisture. During these observation sessions, Sofia began to notice other changes in the meadow. The air felt different there, carrying a peculiar freshness that reminded her of mountain streams. The grass grew more lush and green in certain areas, and new wildflowers had begun to appear, their delicate petals adding spots of color to the landscape. She started keeping a journal of her observations, noting how the meadow seemed to be transforming day by day. The process of recording these changes became a meditative practice, helping her connect more deeply with the land. One particularly misty morning, as Sofia and Jack approached the meadow, the rising sun revealed something magical. A hidden spring had emerged, its crystal-clear waters reflecting the sky like a mirror. The sound of water trickling over smooth stones created a melody that seemed to call to both horse and rider. Jack's ears perked forward with interest, his previous nervousness replaced by curious wonder. The spring seemed to have appeared overnight, though Sofia suspected it had been slowly making its way to the surface for weeks or even months. The discovery of the spring brought new life to the meadow. Small pools formed where the water collected, creating microenvironments that attracted dragonflies and water-loving plants. Sofia watched in amazement as the landscape gradually transformed, becoming more lush and vibrant with each passing day. She began to understand that Jack had sensed this change coming long before any visible signs appeared, his natural connection to the earth allowing him to perceive the subtle shifts beneath the surface. As they spent more time near the spring, Sofia noticed how its presence affected not just the landscape, but also the atmosphere of the entire meadow. The air seemed charged with a gentle energy that brought both peace and vitality. Jack would stand near the water's edge, his powerful body relaxed and content, sometimes lowering his head to drink from the clear pools. The sound of the spring became a constant backdrop to their visits, its gentle music soothing to both horse and rider. Sofia began bringing her journal to the spring, recording not just her observations, but also the feelings and memories that emerged in this special place. She wrote about the way sunlight danced on the water's surface, the varieties of wildflowers that had begun to bloom nearby, and the different birds that came to drink and bathe. Her writings became a testament to the way small changes could transform not just a landscape, but also the hearts of those who witnessed them. The spring seemed to have its own rhythm, its flow changing subtly with the time of day and weather conditions. On quiet mornings, the water would emerge in a steady, gentle stream, while afternoon sun would sometimes create tiny rainbows in the spray. After rain, the spring would flow more vigorously, its song becoming louder and more complex. Sofia learned to read these changes like a book, understanding the spring's language and its connection to the greater patterns of nature. The discovery of the spring transformed the eastern meadow into a sanctuary for Sofia and Jack. They would spend peaceful afternoons near the water, where Jack would contentedly graze while Sofia read books or sketched in her journal. The spring's song became part of their daily symphony, along with the whisper of grass and the gentle nickering of her faithful companion. These moments of shared tranquility deepened their bond in ways that Sofia hadn't thought possible. Together, they created new writing paths that incorporated their special place, allowing them to share in the spring's tranquil energy each day. Other animals began to visit the spring, deer with their fawns, songbirds seeking refreshment, and butterflies that danced above the sparkling water. The meadow became a haven of natural harmony, where every creature could find peace and restoration. Sofia marveled at how one small change could create such a ripple effect of beauty and life. The spring's presence seemed to enhance everything around it, making colors more vivid and sounds more musical. The grass grew softer and more lush, creating a perfect resting place for afternoon contemplation. Even the air seemed to carry a subtle magic, filled with the mingled scents of water, earth, and growing things. Sofia found herself feeling more connected to the natural world than ever before, as if the spring had awakened something deep within her soul. Word of the spring began to spread through the local community, and occasionally other riders would pass by to witness its beauty. Sofia welcomed them warmly, sharing the story of its discovery and watching as others experienced the same sense of wonder she had felt. She became known as a guardian of sorts for this special place, ensuring that all visitors treated it with respect and understanding. The spring became a gathering point for those who appreciated nature's quiet magic. The changing seasons brought new dimensions to their sanctuary. In late autumn, fallen leaves would dance on the water's surface, creating ever-changing patterns of red and gold. Winter mornings would find delicate ice formations around the spring's edges, though the water itself never froze. Spring brought a profusion of wildflowers, and summer filled the air with a sweet sense of grass and herbs. Each season revealed new aspects of the spring's beauty and its role in the local ecosystem. Sofia began to see the spring as a metaphor for life itself, how something hidden could emerge gradually, bringing unexpected beauty and transformation. She understood that Jack's initial nervousness had been a recognition of coming change, and she was grateful for his sensitivity that had led them to this discovery. Their morning rides now had an added dimension of anticipation, as each visit to the spring might reveal some new detail or change in the evolving landscape. As time passed, the spring became more than just a physical place. It was a symbol of the deep connection between Sofia, Jack, and the land they called home. Their daily visits became a ritual of gratitude and wonder, a reminder of the magic that could exist in the ordinary world. The gentle sound of flowing water, the soft warmth of sunlight, and the steady presence of her beloved horse created moments of perfect peace that Sofia treasured in her heart. Sofia's life on the farm had always been rich with meaning, but the discovery of the spring added a new layer of enchantment to her days. She understood now that sometimes the most beautiful changes came slowly, revealing themselves only to those who paid attention and remained open to wonder. Each morning, as she and Jack made their way to the eastern meadow, her heart would fill with joy and gratitude for this unexpected gift that had transformed their world in such a gentle yet profound way.